Did that little clip make you laugh? Yeah, so today's been an interesting day. I'm in the middle of trying to do some UGC content while I tell you a little story. It's after work right now, and I don't know if you've had a day like I've had, but that's how my day started, with a knock at the door or a ding dong by the popo. And you want to know why? Because when my alarm went off this morning on my cell phone, I accidentally triple clicked to trigger the 911 call for emergency instead of shutting off my alarm. So I woke up to a phone call from 911 dispatch asking me if everything was okay and trying to verify my name and my address and my phone number and like asking me questions. And I'm totally not awake. Now, mind you, I sleep with a CPAP machine, mouth tape, and an eye mask. So trying to whip all that off and not like pull every shred of skin and hair around my mouth off when I took that mouth tape off, that was a hell of a startling way to wake up. Well, anyway, the dispatcher told me, well, thanks for verifying everything. I'm glad everything's all right and everybody's okay and everything. And she's like, I'll make sure I call off the police because there's an officer on his way to your house. And meanwhile, Nick is in his office. He starts his day a lot earlier than I do. He's usually online by like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and that's like a late start morning. So he was already on calls with his people in the Philippines and wherever else, India. So he was definitely not expecting the doorbell to ring at 6:28 a.m. this morning. And he had no idea that all of that had even happened because I was on the other side of the house in our bedroom trying to wake myself up from my alarm and from the 911 call and everything. So police officer gets the door. I'm in our room. Bedroom door is shut. Police officer is like, everything okay here? And Nick's like, yeah, is everything okay with you? And I can kind of hear what's going on out by the front door. And I'm just like, oh God, I'm in trouble. So anyway, long story short, that's how my day started. Do you have any interesting stories about the popo coming to your house unannounced at 6 o'clock in the morning or 6:30 in the morning? Tell me about it in the comments. So anyway, I'm doing UGC content. I'm filming in between takes on this video. So you'll see my face change over the course of this video, I guess. There's a couple of products that I need to take before and after pictures for. And I know this looks crazy, right? This is a cool bronzer. If you haven't seen any of my videos when I talk about the fact that I do UGC, and if you have questions about UGC or what even is UGC, UGC stands for user generated content, and I do quite a bit of it. In fact, I do some paid ads, and also sometimes I just get paid in product. Basically, I get tapped on the shoulder by products that need me, my type as a demographic, middle-aged, silver-haired woman with fine lines and wrinkles. But I get to test out a lot of skincare, hair care, makeup, different things like that. And it's really cool because if it's a review, they just literally want the review for the product. Honest review, like they just want to know if you like it. And even for the paid ads, like they just want your honest opinion. They want you to be camera facing and they want to know how you like the product, how it worked for you. And it's fantastic. I love it. I do it. I've been doing it for literally years. And, you know, it's not life-changing money by any means. Not yet, anyway. But I get to try some really cool stuff. In fact, not that long ago, I actually got tapped on the shoulder by a clothing brand, and they sent me 2 pairs of jeans, and that's really nice, you know? I'm still waiting to hear if they liked the the footage that I gave them, and apparently if it's good footage and they like it, I'm gonna be in one of their online ads. So you might see me, you know, as you're scrolling through for that, but I also might be on the website. So that's kind of cool too. You just never know. They want real people, and I'm as real as they get. Welcome to my channel. Hi, I'm Leah. Let me represent your product. I've been in shampoo commercials online, a couple of them, and it still trips me out because depending on the brief, they can use your likeness and your video and your content that you submit for sometimes 3 months, 6 months, a year, sometimes longer, sometimes in perpetuity, which means forever. Just depends on what you agree to on the contract and what the brief says and what you have to do. Of course, there's non-disclosure agreements that you have to sign, and you know, you have to decide if the brand aligns with you and if it's something that you want to do. But I think the best thing about UGC, from my perspective, is that you don't have to post any of it on your own social media channels or your own YouTube. You basically are filming for the company. So you send that off to the company or to the ad agency that you're working with, and then they take the footage and they tweak it. Sometimes they edit it. Sometimes they ask you for a redo or to tweak it or to film just a little bit more or in a different way or different room, different lighting. Different time of day, different atmosphere. Sometimes they want it outside, sometimes they want it inside, sometimes they want it in your bathroom, in your kitchen, in your living room, in a bedroom. Just depends. And sometimes you have to submit where you're going to film that content beforehand so that they can kind of get an idea of where that content will be filmed and what it will look like in their shot and if it works for them. But that's the cool thing is, like I said, you're not submitting it onto your own YouTube channel or your own Instagram or your own TikTok, at least not usually. Occasionally that happens. Usually you just send what you record per their brief and they handle the rest. And it's pretty exciting when all of a sudden you see yourself on an ad as you're scrolling through your social media. You're like, oh my gosh, there I am. There I am on the ad. It's pretty neat. Have you seen me in anything? I would love to know if you've seen any of my work just kind of like as you've been scrolling, doom scrolling at night or whatever. Probably not. If you're a guy, maybe. If you're a woman of a certain age and you meet my demographic, maybe. But I would love to know if you've seen any of my stuff. If you recognize me, that would be so cool. Today I'm working with some products that aren't quite on the market yet, so I can't really discuss the products themselves, but I really like them. I totally like them. I like a sun-kissed look. Make those collarbones pop if I can. But really right now, all I'm doing is taking some before and after pictures in between takes on this video. So, you know, every time I shut off my camera, I'm taking like each layer, like before and then after. I'll make sure I'm blended out so that you can basically see the transformation. I guess I'm gonna put a little bronzer on my collarbones too. Let's see. Yeah, let's do that. It's movie magic, baby. Chisel that jawline. You know, I know it's cheating, but makeup sure is wonderful. And it's wild to try to do this in front of the camera because I'm not really using my mirror. Hopefully it's turning out okay. But yeah, I know makeup is, you know, deceiving. We're not always this cute all the time. Makeup definitely helps, but I feel like guys can grow beards and mustaches and it kind of does the same thing as makeup does on chicks. It's just like, just enhances your features a little bit. And I do love a good glowy look. You know, we just look healthy. We look alive, we look vibrant. It's exciting. So none of this video will be in the actual UGC that I post to them. This will just be my conversation with you, and then the photographs that I take at the end will be some of the submission points that I need to for the brief. Oh, I like that highlighter. That's nice. But basically, I'm not, this content won't be submitted. This isn't for them. It's just me sort of killing two birds with one stone and doing some UGC photos while I chit chat with you. So tell me about your day. I do need a little bit more blush. I feel a little washed out. There is such a thing now that they call blush blindness, and I think I have it. Like, it's the kind of thing where blush blindness, I think, means when you use too much of a product and you don't realize that you use too much of a product, and then you look a little bit, unhinged, but you don't see it anymore. It's kind of like when you go into somebody's house and it smells really weird, but they don't smell it anymore. It's their nose blind to it. I think I'm blush blind. I like a lot of blush, and I know I get called out for it, but I don't care. I love blush. I love to look like I've been out in the sun. So what else is going on with me, you ask? Well, tonight is that first intermediate advanced or intermediate adult tap class that I was telling you about. Normally I would be at Pilates right now and then going to an aqua, but not tonight. Tonight is tap. That may become part of my normal routine now. I guess we will see. But it's a little ridiculous for me to be putting on all this makeup before my tap class, but you know what? I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna feel confident and I'm gonna look the part, whatever that means. Contour my bottom lip a little. And oh yeah, let's put on some lip liner. So what do you do on a typical evening night? Are you like a sit at home and watch TV kind of person? Or do you get out there in the world and like do stuff? I would love to know what constitutes a typical evening after work. If you're a working person, what do you do? What do you do after work? I love to be out in the world and doing stuff and seeing people and taking classes and doing stuff. And I guess, I don't have kids, so is that a luxury? Probably. But I also feel like, we kind of can't lose ourselves in everything that's happening on TV. We kind of need community, we need real life, we need people in our world that we actually look at in the eye and not just through screens, if that makes sense. I know I'm talking to you through a screen right now, so it's kind of silly for me to say that. I really feel like gaps in society build bridges when you meet people where they are in the real world. And I encourage you to have a third space or find a third space where you can actually be with other people and enjoy like a shared experience in a positive way. So what do you do? I have loads of hobbies, loads. I probably need to dial that in a little bit. I do have a lot of hobbies, and I have hobbies that I don't have time for, and that's disappointing. Not hobbies I don't have time for, hobbies I don't make time for. How cute is this? This is a lip gloss that is in the shape of a syringe. And the reason why it's in the shape of a syringe is because it's a plumping one, so it kind of makes your lips feel like they're a little bit on fire and tingly. They're supposed to make your lips feel or look bigger. It doesn't, but it's cute packaging, that's for sure. All right, what else do I need? Eyebrows, yeah, baby. For this, I think I need like an up-close mirror, so let's see what I can do. I think you're supposed to brush them down. Mine probably need a trim. Not exactly sure what they need, but I'm not very good at eyebrow decoration, but I just fill in the sparse areas. There we go. And then I'll comb them back into place so they don't look nuts. And I don't even know if that really does anything specific, but just feels like the little holes are filled in. and then we'll set those in. You know, here's brow gel. I'm a fairly low maintenance kind of girl. I don't typically wear a ton of makeup, and the makeup that I do wear, I want to look, just enhance my features. I'm not looking to change my features. I just want to look a little polished and not so zombie dead-like. I don't know if I'm gonna throw my hair in a ponytail or what I'm gonna wear to tap class, but I have a couple of hours, so I'll probably whip up some food, go tap it out. Anyway, yeah, go drink some water. I love this mug. I hope you're having a marvelous day. I hope the po-po don't come to find you for any reason. Unless you're being bad. But stay delicious, go drink some water. I will see you very soon. Thank you for watching. If you want to know more about UGC, let me know. It's easy, anybody can do it, even guys. See you soon, bye.